You're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
With your host, Beto Baragan.
And we all know that when the good Lord created man, he meant for him to look just like me.
And Alex Lewicki.
The tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
The podcast made by fans for wrestling fans.
One sweet, one sweet, one sweet, one sweet.
You're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast. Check, test. That's what you're gonna go with? That's gonna be our new intro? We're working on getting a new intro song. So if any musicians out there want to take a crack at giving us One Sweet Wrestling Podcast a new intro song, you're more than welcome to let us know. Just email us at onesweetvwrestling@gmail.com. Thank you very much for that. It is I, Beto Baragan, episode 33 of One Sweet Wrestling Podcast, and with me, as always, the human Wikipedia of wrestling,
Chapstick King, Alex Lewicki. What's going on, everybody?
Up. So, a lot happened, and boy, oh boy, dog, we got something to talk about, dog.
Yeah, it happened real quick, real fast, and real soon.
Yeah, it sure did. But before we get into the juicy details, we just want to go ahead and give a big shout out and thank you to RCW for giving us the opportunity to interview Nick Aldis, the NWA heavyweight champion. Alex Lewicki, I have been praising your name since last Friday. And, sir, fantastic interview. I mean, I was there, but just being there and then listening to it after, it's just something. It was just really good, man. Very well done.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. And what a nice guy, dude. Nick Aldis.
Dude, I was so nervous beforehand.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, it's weird because it's like he's the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And
Right.
You never know going into talking to somebody what it's going to be like. And I was very happy to find out he's a very nice person.
You know who he reminded me of? And it's going to sound kind of funny, but the last time that Cody was here in San Antonio,
Yes.
he reminded me a lot of Cody. The similar personalities.
I will say this.
Yeah.
The word I kept using when describing him was professional. He was very professional.
Oh, he really was.
So big thanks to Nick Aldis and big thanks to RCW for basically putting that together for us.
For sure, man. Thank you out to Brandon Oliver.
Yes,
thank you
sir.
very much. And again, thank you, Mr. Nick Aldis.
Hey, we've got 210 Culture SA and Young Simba 210 on Instagram right now. What's going on, guys?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Of course, we are always live on
Young
Instagram.
Simba, a regular on our Instagram.
Oh,
feed.
yeah, for sure. Guys, we got tons to talk about. I actually ran into one of the guys from 210 Culture Saturday night. I was at El Luchador, and I'm gonna have to break kayfabe here. I am a member of Sweet Charbonneau and the Fur Trappers, and we had our album release show this past Saturday at El Luchador. Shout out to El Luchador, who's actually going to be celebrating their 1 year anniversary as a bar. So shout out to them for hosting our events there, the Wrestle Trivia, and other events for a lot of local businesses and whatnot. Yeah, man. So I'm there at the G1 and I run into some of the guys from 210 Culture SA.
You were at the G1?
Awesome. I was at the G1, bro. I was sitting there. Okay, they have like a huge screen at a Luchador. I'm sitting there and I was like, bro, I'm at the G1. What a great show. We've got so much to talk about with just that show alone. So, Alex, you got the results for me?
Yeah, man. Well, I'm just going to go over some quick and easy things for us. This past, when was it? Saturday, New Japan Pro Wrestling was in San Francisco, California, having their second annual, or I guess it was their second year in a row. I don't know if you want to call it annual.
I guess we can call it annual.
But yeah, they had their second year of a G1 G1 kickoff show, I would call it.
It's a
Because
kickoff show.
the G1 is starting actually in 4 days, and it's going to last almost a month. It's kind of like the World Cup for New Japan every year. It's a good way I've thought about it.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting that together.
But some incredible matches happened, and some unfortunate things happened. Where are my? Okay, first match was Guerrillas of Destiny with their father, King Haku.
I was marking out for that.
Yeah, dude. Yujiro Takahashi and Chase Owens, basically the Bullet Club against Roppongi 3K, Rocky Romero, Yoshihashi, and Gato. Guerrillas of Destiny took it to him. They absolutely won. From what I hear, it was a great match. King Haku got to do his, spike, his claw.
the tongue and death grip.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, that's what's up. It was so cool to see Haku out there.
It was.
Yeah,
I heard he's 70, and he still looks like he would mess you up.
He can still go, man. Toughest guy in the business.
Adam Hangman Page,
Yeah.
and the villain Marty Scurll defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kushida. If you don't know, Hangman and Hiroshi Tanahashi have been kind of having an on and again, off again feud that I think is going to culminate during the G1. They are actually in the same bracket, so that match is going to be really hard hitting and pretty fun to watch. Hiroki Goto defeated Jeff Cobb to retain the Never Openweight Championship. This I put down was Jeff Cobb's showcase match. Jeff Cobb is a guy that kind of made his way around the independent scene. He was in PWG. I think he still is. He's a part of a tag team with Matt Riddle called the Chosen Bros. I think he's a champion in one of the British territories. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think he's part of Evolve. I could be wrong. If anybody knows, go ahead and remind me. But this was a great match because Jeff Cobb has Olympic wrestling, and you see a lot of it. He can throw anybody. It's kind of like seeing Taz, but as a giant. I think he's Hawaiian. But so basically think of Taz throw ability with the size and physicality of Samoa Joe.
Okay.
Just huge, just barrel chested, ready to go. Great match. Hiroki Goto retains the Never Openweight Championship. This is one of those titles that's kind of like, it feels like the Hardcore Championship where you have to get tough guys to go after it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really hard hitting. It's cool because a lot of times it's really strong style. Your boys, the Young Bucks defeated
the Young Bucks.
The
Bucks of Youth. Yeah.
Defeated Sonata and Evil to retain the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team.
You know that's
Did
gonna
you see
happen.
this match?
I actually missed this match.
Okay. Now, if you saw their last match that took place at Dominion for them to win the title, I think the Dominion match just edges out this one. For some reason, I don't know what, it was just missing something. I don't know if it was the crowd or something just wasn't.
What do you mean? This match was the G1?
This specific match.
Match was not as good as Dominion's match?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I can tell you why. And this is just a theory. I think that what they do, a lot of the wrestlers do, is like before a big show, they kind of tend to save their energy, conserve their energy for the bigger match that they're going to have. Because you have to remember, as a kickoff show, you have to showcase your guys, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to have to showcase the Young Bucks if you're going to talk about a kickoff show or something. So, they're basically just conserving energy, I think. I mean, you can't always expect them to be at that high level all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But I don't know. I just feel like it could have just, I don't know, something about that match just, I'm going to go back and watch it again because it was definitely a good match. I think it lasted almost a half hour. Both Evil and Sonata have really flipped me on their characters and just as wrestlers in general. I am going to go out on a limb here saying Sonata is going to have a singles title probably within the year, if not challenging for one at the next Wrestle Kingdom show. I think Evil could be the same and probably win a Neverweight championship.
You're a lot more well-versed in the world of New Japan, but I would think that, and I'm freestyling here, I would think that the G1 is a chance to showcase everybody. Am I correct in that?
It's actually just heavyweights.
Okay, so let's say heavyweights.
Yeah.
Right. So whoever's classified in that heavyweight, they want the best of the best, or at least all of the heavyweights or most of, right?
Yeah.
Man, dude, I mean, you could be onto something with Sonata having a breakout year.
Well, I'll tell you, Sonata is in the A block with. So this is who he's going to have to wrestle.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry, B block. So, but still, he has to wrestle every one of these people.
Yeah.
Hiroki Goto, Kota Ibushi, Tomohiro Ishii, Tetsuya Naito, Kenny Omega, Juice Robinson, Zack Sabre Jr., Tama Tonga, and Toru Yano.
That's rough,
dude.
Man. That's a big.
I can already see
Ibushi versus Sonata.
That's going to be great. The
Omega versus Sonata. That's a good match right there too.
Naito against Sonata is going to be fun.
Dude. So, New Japan, what have you done? You've started something so great. I mean, really, this tournament already sounds awesome with just the names that you listed right there. You know, and even if just like me, I'm not a hardcore New Japan wrestling fan, but those names that you listed, I at least can put the names to faces at this point. And I'm sure that's pretty much goes with a lot more people out there in the U.S. now.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know what I mean? And that's cool, though. That's a good thing. That's what they need. That's what they need to get that fire and to get
they need recognition,
with this brand.
for sure.
Yeah, man, they need that.
Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay defeated Tetsuya Naito and Bushi. Okada's got a bit of a new look. He's no longer, well, at least for this show, he wasn't coming out like the Rainmaker where he had his big Ric Flair-esque coat, the money raining down.
Yeah, that was very odd. I was going to ask you about that.
And he had balloons. What I've been hearing is that they're trying to do something new with his character. Maybe losing the title, he's not feeling as flashy, quote unquote. But Ospreay and Bushi, just always so good. Tetsuya Naito was so over on this match for people. Like,
oh yeah,
he was awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean the crowd loved him, man. They were eating it up. What else do we have going on there?
Yeah. Well, here's the match of one of the match of the night, I would say, but also for a problem. You'll understand why in a second. Hiromu Takahashi defeated Dragon Lee to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, great match. I actually got to see the tail end of that. I think I saw the spot where it happened, and I was like, hey, he messed up.
It didn't look good.
Something went wrong.
So this was a great physical matchup.
Yeah.
Dragon Lee, I don't know very well, but...
Is he an LIJ?
No. Takahashi is.
Okay,
Dragon Lee is just actually from CMLL in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay. Dude, he could go. Dude, he could go, man.
Starting off a match with what was the springboard? He just jumped and did a Hurricane Rana to the outside. It was like, what?
Gangsta. But alas.
Yeah, we have some bad news to report about this match. There was a spot where Dragon Lee has him in kind of a cradle packaged suplex, a release. But the release, I don't know if he didn't rotate in time or he just didn't throw him hard enough, but Takahashi landed on the back of his neck. Reports after the show indicated that he actually broke his neck on that spot. Still managed to do a Canadian Destroyer and wrestle.
Finished the match,
dude. And
that's a bad dude right there, man.
From nobody, they haven't really released as far as the severity of what's happening with his neck, but the last reports that were kind of given out is that he's sitting up and being able to converse.
Yeah.
So at least he's able to do that. So we wish Takahashi a really quick, and we wish him the speediest of recoveries.
Yeah, for sure. Neck injury is not something that you mess with,
especially for somebody doing that style.
With that, with that much impact and that much style, I mean, it was probably not, I wouldn't say a matter of time before it happened, but it's kind of one of those things where it's a freak accident. And it happens. It does happen, unfortunately, in this sport. But, speedy recovery to you, Takahashi. We hope you get better, get well soon.
Now, the semi-main event was Juice Robinson against Jay White for the IWGP United States Championship.
This was actually a really good match. I was surprised.
Juice Robinson taking the title from Jay White.
Dude, I told a friend of mine, see, I was around people that don't really watch wrestling, so it was really hard to convey the why this guy, Juice Robinson, why it's kind of a big deal that he won this title. I was like, look, WWF, right? Or WWE. They're like, oh yeah. I said, okay. Imagine being in the WWE and being told yeah, man, you're not good enough. You got to go.
Yeah.
And getting literally fired. And the other company that's basically the WWE of Japan says, hey, kid, you're good enough. Nah, don't waste your time with this, like, training crap or whatever. Come over here, get on the main roster, and show us what you got. And Juice Robinson has done nothing but that. He's kind of flown slowly, like really low under the radar.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like, I think Cody in his debut as a Bullet Club member faced Juice Robinson. So that kind of tells you like it was all about Cody at this point. But who was the guy who good trivia question. Who was as a Bullet Club member, who was the first guy that faced Cody? Juice Robinson.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's flown so much under the radar. He's gotten this opportunity for the United States Championship for New Japan. There's nothing, not that there's nothing, but that's a sure sign of a place that really keeps the titles like high on a pedestal, and it means something that eventually I'm really putting Juice over at this point. It's going to mean that Juice is a working horse champion. He could eventually become IWGP. Give him I'd say about 2 to 3 years tops.
Yeah, I could see that. If they wanted to give a foreigner more of a run than they're doing with Kenny, after the fact, that'd be interesting. I'd be interested to see how they work with that.
Anything can happen at this point.
Now, something that did happen during this match that I guess wasn't necessarily scheduled to happen.
Oh, right.
Juice Robinson gets suplexed into the outside barricades right next to Jim Ross and Josh Barnett. Well, Jim Ross gets knocked off of his chair and sustains, from what I've been seeing on reports, a broken rib.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it confirmed, or is it just something that he's... I know you sent me a Twitter.
I keep saying things in between, but I think it's been confirmed at this point.
Wow, dude.
So Josh Barnett ran into the ring, and he was actually on Joe Rogan yesterday, and for the first 10 minutes they were talking about wrestling. So,
really? Got to check it out then.
It's really quick. But he, who knows? Maybe this leads into a match at some point, because Josh Barnett was actually in the ring with Jushin Liger at one point, so he knows his way around the squared circle.
Well, it'd be interesting to see. Definitely.
Yeah, but the last match of the night is maybe one of the best matches this week.
Jeez.
Kenny Omega defeating Cody Rhodes to retain the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and quote unquote the leader of the Bullet Club. What'd you think of this match?
You know what, dude? It sucks to say that I saw partials of this match, because where I was, I had a bunch of friends. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming out this past Saturday. I really appreciate it. But when it comes to watching wrestling, you can't talk to me about anything else, dude. Like, everybody was like, oh, hey. And I'm like, this is very important to me right now. So from what I did see, which was crazy, oddly enough, dude, what a great match. What an Americanized style match.
I've heard people say that. It's like it's their WWE version.
But it was good. It was like, okay, you want WWE? We're going to show you WWE the New Japan way. We're doing WWE spots in a New Japan ring with arguably two of the best wrestlers in the world today. If you don't say that Cody Rhodes is one of the greatest wrestlers of the world today, I'm sorry, sir. You've been living under a rock. The guy left his position in WWE to take a chance at the Indies, and now he's pretty much become the face. I'm going to say the face of the Indies at this point. In my opinion. Fight me on it. Let's do it. But I'm saying this match was nothing. It actually wasn't expected, but it didn't exceed my expectations, because I know that something else is going to come along and it's going to be better the next time these two guys meet. I don't think this is a one-time thing. I think this is going to happen periodically through their careers, but I think the chemistry between the two was awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be like the Okada saga. They're going to face off, I'm sure, at some point, but it's not going to be for a while. And it should be for a while.
And that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine, especially with what happened at the end of the whole special.
Yeah, I don't know what they're calling themselves. I guess the OGBC, original
The firing
Bullet Club?
squad? Are they calling themselves the firing squad?
Maybe, but yeah, Tamatonga, Tongaloa, and King Haku jumped the Bullet Club
The
and
Tongans have attacked.
and basically kicked the Bullet Club out, or they left the Bullet Club. I'm still not sure about what's happening.
So I lost it, as a bunch of other people did lose it in the bar that we're watching. So I don't know what to think of this. At first, I thought, whoa, are the Bullet Club coming to the WWE? I know it's a stretch to say that, but if you look at the history of the Bullet Club, it seems like whenever someone is going WWE bound, they get quote unquote jumped out of the Bullet Club. AJ, Finn, I believe Finn Balor was booted out the same way, right?
I think so.
So, like, if you really look at like the history or the track record of that, that's what I thought at first. But it's the Tongans basically breaking away and doing their own thing. I think the others will eventually follow suit, not the Elite. I think you've got. I mean, what a crazy like way to build that up, and it did come out of nowhere. I mean, we were kind of waiting for it, but not in the fashion that they did it in. I thought we were going to see like the Tokyo Pimp joining them. I thought we were going to see Chase Owens. I thought we were going to see Cody maybe.
Yeah.
But Cody surprised us with a chair shot trying to take out the Tongans, but the Tongans, man, they took him out. Haku and his boys just took him out.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. I don't know why. I don't know if I was already tired or I knew something was going to happen, but when it happened, I was more like, okay. I don't understand why.
So is this the split or what is this?
I think this is the culmination of that one episode of Being the Elite where there's that civil war and he's just kind of staying in between, like looking at both of them, just kind of smirking. I think it was the writing on the wall that it was eventually going to be a breakup. So when it happened, I was more like, well, I was expecting him to do it.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to like Hangman, turning on one of the Bullet Club. It just seemed like Tamatonga isn't in the main fold in the U.S., so his name kind of gets left out.
I got you. I understand what you're saying. But I also think that it's a great way to separate the two.
Yeah, it's going to be NWO and NWO Red.
Yeah.
The Wolfpack.
Yeah.
They're the Wolfpack at this point.
Right. This will be interesting to see. So
it's going to be cool because Tonga and Kenny Omega have a match in the B block of the G1. So they're going to have to face each other.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Yeah. Speaking of the G1, that starts July 14th, again, in 4 days, and it runs till August 12th. It gets split up into two blocks, Block A and Block B. Block A involves Michael Elgin, Evil, Bad Luck Fale, Togi Makabe, Kazuchika Okada, Hangman Page, Minoru Suzuki, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Jay White, and Yoshihashi. Now, this is the first time Jay White and Hangman Page will ever be wrestling in the entire G1 tournament. So they're going to have a full almost 30 days of wrestling, and they go from town to town. And every report I've ever heard from like wrestlers talking about doing the G1, it's always like this is one of the most taxing and brutal things that you have to do in wrestling, because you're basically trying to wrestle like a 5-star match every night. But the way this gets laid out is very smart. It's kind of like beginning of the tournament, then you have like a semifinal, and then you have the final match at the, I believe it's the Tokyo. No, it's not Tokyo Dome. Sumo Hall, I want to say, or Korakuen Hall. But yeah, I'm interested. There's a lot of matches that I'm really looking forward to. Hangman Page against, well, everybody. I think he's going to have a breakout performance. I want a Hangman Page versus Sonata match at some point. So if they could maybe be somewhere in both blocks to do that, but I don't know how that could work out.
Wishful thinking, man.
Yeah, sure.
There's so many brackets. There's so many avenues you can go with this story.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to cover it as much as I can. I mean, 3-hour shows every day. It's a bit much, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. So that's all that's going on with New Japan right now. A bit of news in the world of MMA.
Yes, of course.
So this
pertains to wrestling.
Well, yeah, basically. Well, it was even handled like a wrestling event.
Yeah.
This past Saturday in Las Vegas, Nevada, UFC 226, Stipe Miocic, the heavyweight champion, versus Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier winning in stunning knockout fashion in the first round. He hit him with a short upper. It just was like a short upper punch and got it right on the chin. Daniel Cormier now a two-title champion. So he's a heavyweight.
Oh, really?
He's the heavyweight champion, the light heavyweight champion.
How does that work?
He just jumps weights.
Wow.
Yeah. Conor McGregor did it. I think he was like the 155, 165.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So he's the second ever UFC fighter to win 2 belts in different weight classes.
Right on.
So they ask him immediately, well, who's your next opponent?
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier calls out someone who walks in before Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar shows up to UFC 226.
Wow.
Walks over to Joe Rogan, shakes his hand, and says, I want to be on your podcast soon. So I'm dying to hear what he has to say.
Oh, that would be
about that.
awesome.
I'm dying to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, dude. That's a good get. If Rogan gets him, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's not even if. It's just like, is he going to come in next week?
Oh, yeah, really. Probably. I wouldn't see why not. But
So at this point, Lesnar is he's re-entered himself into the USADA testing pool. So what the USADA testing pool is you can get randomly tested at any point. You have to let them know where you're going to be before you go. It's basically a version of Big Brother, so they can go and be like, all right, you're at your grandma's birthday party. We can show up and have to drug test you.
wow.
Yeah, so they have to make sure you're not dirty at any point between the time, I think, as long as you're fighting. But with that as it may, he had to serve a suspension and I believe be in this pool for I can't remember how long. He's eligible to fight in the beginning. I think it's January of 2019. So
Okay.
the match is probably going to happen either January or February because Daniel Cormier has stated he wants to retire before his birthday in March.
Ooh.
So time's a ticking, and Brock Lesnar has until January, and I'm sure it's going to happen. I would not doubt that they're going to try to stagger it to be like right after January because they have a New Year's Eve show.
So he's got one more match in WWE, though.
Yeah, he does, and he has to drop the Universal title. There's no way Vince would. Well, you know what? At this point,
All right, well, I guess now we can, at speculation, who does he drop it to? Roman?
I want it to be Seth Rollins or Braun, and then have it be dropped to Reigns at some point for some reason.
I think if you're going to drop it to anybody to make it look believable, you'd probably want to go Braun. Only in the fact that Braun can take a punch from Brock Lesnar.
True. Very true.
There's that video floating around on YouTube. Have you seen that video?
Yeah, when he socks him in the side of the head. Yeah.
I mean, it's out there, so I mean, that'd be the logical choice, but I also feel like it probably is going to be Roman.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I want it to be Seth.
But look, I'm excited that Brock is going back to the UFC, and I'll tell you why. Cuz it opens up the roster to go for the WWE title, and we can actually see the WWE title being defended on a WWE TV.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got guys like Joe, you've got guys like Seth Rollins, you've got guys like Ziggler, you've got guys like Drew McIntyre, you've got Big E that's still out there. There's so many avenues to get to at this point, dude. I think really when Brock is gone, WWE is gonna have a breakout year if they do it right. But that remains to be seen.
True.
So I don't know. Let's talk about well, we got some stuff going on this weekend, right?
Yes.
So let's go ahead and pull that up. July 13th, Heavy Metal Wrestling. This Friday the 13th. Heavy Metal Wrestling presents Screaming for Vengeance, and already the card is looking damn good. Terrell Tempo's going to be there. Great Scott is in the house. We also have a tag team match, a ladies tag team match that's going to consist of, and I got to look at this roster here. Give me a second, guys. Let's see. It's going to be the team of Alex Gracia, who we had on the show, and Alexa, known as the A-Team. They're going to be taking on the Twisted Sisters, a duo made up of Holly Dead and Lucha Underground star Thunder Rosa.
Cool.
So Thunder Rosa, big name in South Texas, and of course Lucha Underground. So you guys definitely want to check that out. Let's see, what else do we got going on here? Yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy. Also, it's gonna be at the Guillotine over on North Main Street in San Antonio, Texas, 1816 North Main Street. Doors open at 8:30. The cost you ask is only going to be $10, so you get to check out an awesome
and you get to see
wrestling show.
Kurt Stallion face Great Scott. Great Scott, dude, I really enjoy watching him wrestle. He's really good on the mic. He's really good technically. We also have this is awesome. Ray Basura versus Ruben Steele in a fans bring the weapons match. Now, if anybody is a fan of ECW, you know that when you can bring your own weapon, you get anything. You can get a frying pan, you can get crutches, you can get your mom's prosthetic leg.
Bring the plancha, everybody.
Yeah, man. There's also going to be Fantastico versus Brian Keith versus Connor Kronk against Ricardo Rodriguez. That's going to be really quick. Man, that's going to be a good match.
Yeah, it's going to be a fast lucha style match. I'm looking forward to that.
There's also, let's see what else we got here, ladies and gentlemen. Terrell Tempo versus Tony Tejano. Oh,
That's going to be a good one.
that should be very good. Let's see. Team 101, Ethan Price and Cody Lane versus ACH and Jay Sirius.
Nice.
ACH, dude.
ACH. We saw ACH, when was that? Like a couple of years back?
Ring of
at,
Honor.
Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
Dude, if you haven't seen ACH, check him out. Awesome talent. Great wrestler.
But yeah, guys,
It's going to be a great show, dude.
make sure you go to Heavy Metal Wrestling's Instagram to make and look if there's going to be any more matches added before Friday the 13th. It's definitely going to be worth your money. Trust us. Check out their Instagram at Heavy Metal Wrestling SA. Again, that's Heavy Metal Wrestling SA, all one word.
Oh, man. You just took my breath away over here. You just had all this stuff going on, and I'm like, I just lost my train of thought. But, dude, great wrestling in San Antonio. Again, thank you again to RCW for checking us out and giving us the opportunity and getting to interview Nick Aldis, the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. We've got a lot more stuff coming up in store for you guys. Also, just want to throw this out there. There is an event that's going to be happening in August. I'm going to go ahead and get the details a little later for you because technical difficulties have plagued us once again, and my internet's running kind of low. But it is a event to raise money for the children who have autism. So I believe the company is called Bustin' for Autism. It's Bustin' for the number 4 Autism, and you can check them out on Instagram or on Facebook. They're going to be hosting a little charity event with former WWE superstar Rikishi. So Rikishi's going to be out there signing autographs. They're $20 a pop, but you get to get Rikishi's autograph. Plus, you get to have a picture with the man himself,
Cool.
Rikishi. So that's pretty awesome. He's helping out the kids, raising money for autism awareness, and also getting these kids out to the special needs camps and other activities as well. I mean, it's just a great cause. Also, Luchador is having their 1-year anniversary this Saturday. They're going to have a cool mask. One of the things that they're going to do is you draw your own mask, essentially. Mm-hmm. And then the winner of that contest gets that mask that you drew created, and your mask will be up on the Luchador.
That's cool.
With the other masks, joining all the other Lucha Legends masks, if you will. So, Alex, of course, we cannot have a show without one of your famous questions.
Yes.
So, fire away, sir.
If you had to watch one, I don't want to say pay-per-view. If you could watch one wrestling event, but it's in one location, what arena would you want to see a match take place?
Okay.
Because Madison Square Garden is renowned for being a great arena.
But I'm picking just the arena.
Yes, not the match. You're just watching an arena. Let's say you're going to WrestleMania or some big event.
Okay, like a big event.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do past arenas count? Or current?
I'll give you both because I know what your past is.
What's my past?
The place up in Texas.
Yeah, the Sportatorium. Yeah, it would be the Sportatorium. Or, you know what my second would be? The Hemisphere Arena.
Really?
Yes. Bruiser Brody and Abdullah the Butcher had a match there.
Wow.
It's out on YouTube. You can check it out. It's
Wow.
pretty vicious. It's old school, though. It's back in the day old school. It's great. You know where? Okay, check it out, dude. I would love to see a match, and this just shows how sheltered I am, possibly. I would love to see it at Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi, Texas. I just think that like venue is such a cool outside venue, and it takes me back to like watching a wrestling match outside.
Oh.
And I don't know what it is about it, seeing a wrestling match outside, or maybe like the old videos or nostalgia, like where they'd have to like drive the wrestlers, like on like golf carts and stuff. Yeah. Like I would like to see that. That would be kind of cool with like today's wrestling, like today's modern wrestlers, but doing like an old school type outside match.
That'd be really cool.
And Whataburger Field's nice. It has a Whataburger in it. I love Whataburger. Who doesn't? It's a baseball field, so it's open. It's by like the ocean and stuff. I think you could have a lot of cool camera shots out there, kind of very Monday Nitro in Atlanta-esque kind of thing.
Okay.
You know
I get
I'm
what you're
saying?
going with.
So you can kind of like, I don't know. I just think like technical wise. So I'm thinking like, zoom into the camera, ladies and gentlemen. You've got the ocean out there with a ship that looks like the Lexington in the background.
Okay.
And it's like, we've got, professional wrestling happening here. Bam, open up and show the whole thing. Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi. That's all I think aesthetically.
Wow, dude.
I really overthought this.
No, that's what I like. I like hearing your thoughts and your wants for wrestling.
Hey man, you got to have it, dude. The pageantry.
So I got two for you.
Okay, what's your two?
The old, I would want to go to the ECW arena.
Oh yeah, of course.
Every time I watch, I'm like, oh man, that looks so fun.
Oh yeah.
The current Sumo Hall.
Okay.
Yeah. Anytime I'd seen a match during the G1 at Sumo Hall, it just seems really like that hasn't changed since the early 90s. So that's like the same stadium that you would see Great Muta against,
Yeah.
whoever. But being able to sit there was just like, man, that looked like a cool venue. What else? There's one more, and I can't remember. Arena Mexico.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely, dude, just to be there. Like, I don't even care if the wrestling's not that great. I just be like, all right.
No, you got to care if the wrestling's kind of great though.
You know where else I've always wanted to go?
Where?
And this is because of one WrestleMania.
Okay.
Where was it? The Air Toronto Center. When Hulk came out, WrestleMania 6, I think it was.
Against
Ultimate Warrior. It was WrestleMania 4. Because that was the Ultimate Warrior when he beat Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that's right.
Dude, that stadium looks so cool.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, or Wembley. Wembley would be awesome. Any big event.
Have they ever done a show in Wembley?
SummerSlam 92.
Oh, that's right. When
Bulldog beat Brett for the IC Championship. And the Road Warriors came out in those.
Who did Shawn face? Shawn Michaels wrestled that night.
Oh, I would have to look back
I thought that was
it.
Shawn versus Bulldog.
No. Bulldog was against Brett for the IC title.
For the IC
that
title.
Was the main event.
A big win, dude.
Yeah, that was the main event.
I got to watch that again. I'm going to watch that tonight if I'm allowed to. I don't know. Well, Alex, it's been real.
It's been fun.
It's been fun,
Yeah,
dude.
man. Don't forget, this Sunday, Extreme Rules takes place.
Dude, we didn't even review that.
I don't know if it's really over-reviewing. Like, look at the card and you're like,
TBH, I was thinking the same thing. I forgot about it. That's how bad it was for me.
I haven't really watched
But
WWE
look,
in a while.
I think the highlight of this show looks like it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler 30-minute Iron Man match.
I'm intrigued by it.
Let's check it out. Let's see what happens. All right? So we want to get your thoughts on that. Again, hit us up on Instagram and on Facebook. Follow us everywhere. One Sweet Wrestling Podcast. You know the drill. Alex, I don't think there's anything left to say, but
Special shout out to Nick Aldis for doing an interview with us. And we are out.